I hate myself a little bit now. Oh, hello there. I didn't see you come in. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Quiet you. There we go. Every time. Take a drink. Oh, all right. There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking it is my local internet service provider. That is, whenever I have an interruption in service, that is when that happens. Or that's what, yeah, that's what that's about. Why I sometimes cut in and out. I believe it to be the ebb and flow of my Wi-Fi connection. Uh, should I get another? Should I get another internet service? I sure would like to, but there are no others available in my area. Uh, because capitalism. Let's see. I sure would like some other internet service providers in my area, but unfortunately I don't have that option right now, and I'm not willing to pay more than I'm currently paying for in order to turn up my internet for speeds up to whatever. I like how it's not guaranteed. It's just like, oh, you might get speeds up to, 1 billion gigs per second, or you might not. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, welcome to the live stream. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Welcome to the live stream hangout. Ask me anything. Let's see. Yeah, Matt. Or as you know, I will just prattle on. Let's see. That's cool too. Let's see. Gonna turn down. Okay. Let's have. Let us have some background music, maybe, please. Ta-da. Okay. There we go. So, let's see. Also, I was going to have thoughts about, and say, unless somebody asked me a question, I was going to just brain spooge about The new Supergirl trailer. Hold on a moment. I apologize for this. There you go. Sorry. Although it didn't sound too horrible. But yeah, new Supergirl trailer out. That is fun and interesting. Let's see. I watched it. Um, I'm going to cope to my biases or lack thereof right from the get-go, and that is I am not a Supergirl fan, which is not to say that I dislike Supergirl. That is simply to say that I am thoroughly indifferent to Supergirl. Uh, let's see. Hold on. I need to pull up. Hold that thought. I'm going to going to pull up reference from. I'm just going to peek over here quick. Let's see. Some previous pages for reference sake. Doot doot. Doot doot. Cool. Alright, yeah. So yeah, I was just gonna look at stuff about previous pages for reference, and there isn't really anything that I want to. Okay, so alright, blah, excuse me. Organizing my thoughts. As you can see, there aren't really scenes. I say we are referencing some previous scenes in here, so having stuff up for continuity's sake is handy. Let's see. The wrinkle is that I have established that this is kind of a black and white. Not, the situation is not black and white, but because this is like flashbacks and stuff like that, it's black and white. And I'm demonstrating that it is black and white with the flashbacks. Within the flashback, yeah. So that is like the visual cue to the audience that that this is like okay, we're in the Mindscape. We're in okay, Daisy's Mindscape area thing situation. You know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean because I'm doing a piss poor job of explaining it. Yes. All right. The fact that it is black and white is the visual cue to the reader that we are still in Daisy's mindscape space thingy, in which she has captured Sorensen, and so we are going to be doing black and white renderings of scenes that were previously in color. There, me used my words good. Anyway, so. This is what a flatted page looks like when I get it directly from my colorist. As you can see, pretty basic, no backgrounds, mostly largely just character flats. Saves me some times. I do usually have to do some kind of correction just because, you know, it's like not exactly how I want it or whatever. So, like, and I'm sure I can ask her in the future to color the eyes and stuff like that the way I want them to be colored, like here, for instance. Excuse me, she's kind of got Daisy's eyes inverted here, so I keep meaning to ask her about that and correct that, but I also keep forgetting, so that is on me 100%. Let's see. So, and I just, again, as you can see, it just takes me a second to fix it up. So I'm gonna set my magnification here properly. I like to work at about 75% magnification because that is the 11 inches on the screen is 11 inches on if I were working on a regular sheet of paper, like an 11 by 17 sheet of paper, which is American comic book standard. So let's see, do that. Going to add another layer here. People have seen me. All right. I think I've covered this before, but just going to do a, this is how I draw. This is how I make patterns and such on clothing, things I don't want to stand out so much or don't want to stand out so much that I give them a hard outline. So I just use kind of this, and and duplicate the layer, move it over slightly. There you go. Shrink that diamond, and boom, you got this Argyle thing going on here again. Sargyle! Argyle McScottish. Let's see. Let's see. Then I'm gonna see if I can just duplicate that and move it on over here. And woo, and just kind of use the transform tool to morph it, warp it, make it look like bend it into perspective a little bit. There you go. So still getting that pattern. Don't have to draw it over again. Need to make the pointies of the diamond more pointy, just cause you know that's what happens when you blow stuff up or enlarge stuff. All the little whoopsies, all the little hoopajoos, all the little whatchamajiggers become more visible. There you go. Ta-da! And I might do another one because we got more down here. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bit sick of drawing Andrew Sorensen. Yeah, he's been here a lot. He's been drawing him a lot the last several pages. So I am very much looking forward to this scene being done, and being able to move on to other stuff. And honestly, I worry about a lot of stuff making comics, and this does make me that I am sick of drawing Sorensen makes me worry that my audience might be sick of reading about him or seeing him. General rule of thumb that I've come across previously is, like, if you're bored with writing it, your audience is going to be bored about reading it. And yeah, I'm a little bit concerned in that regard. So I was hoping that this would be more like a interesting psychological, rabbit hole. But I don't know. I hope it's playing well. Anyway, so I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we're coming to the end of the first arc, so yeah, that's it. So I'm a little bit nervous about landing the plane, or how the ending that I have written will be received. It's, hashtag artist problems. Oh, but here we go. Let me show you this cool little trick quick here. Let's see. So another special effect that I've been doing with the Mindscape kind of thing here, to give it kind of that little bit of weird otherworldly quality, has been to do like kind of an underline, a red underline underneath the black, standard black inking. And the way that I've done this, I forget where I picked this up. It may have been watching a Lowish video. Or my other friend Ruth of Rudis to Buddhist fame. Go check both of those folks out. They're awesome. And it's just, yeah, basically you have this little underlayer down, if you can see down in the lower right hand corner. I think my face is in the way. Hi. But so you make another layer under the ink. Use a selection tool to select the ink layer, and you do that by taking any selection tool, holding down the command key or control key if you're on Windows, and that selects everything that's on that layer. And then you just hit fill. Hi, Phil. and then hit fill, and that makes a little bit of a red underline, and then you can use the movement tool, let's see, to just doink, just nudge it one touch of the arrow keys to the right, and bada bing bang boom, we have this kind of weird reddish thing going on here. And as you can see here, that's also how, actually the super easy way I've been doing the kind of the reddish undertones of Daisy in this situation here. Let's see, so doing the same thing, select the Daisy layer, and don't even expand it in this one. Just select it and straight up, boom, fill. And now as you can see, we have all of these lovely red highlights going on here. Let's see, and you can see, so that's been a lot of fun. I think it's been a really great effect. I've been enjoying that a lot. Downside, as you can see here, you can see where I used, let's see, let's get in a little bit more closely. Yeah, you can see here some of these where I unthinkingly used gray instead of a delete tool in order to make that happen. So I'm just going to go back and kind of patch that, color over it a little bit, and make it and make that just a little bit more in line with what I was doing. So that is good information to me. That is good information to me for future drawer rings. Wow, I'm having a not good language morning. So I do also want to be careful here, is to not, because Daisy is positioned behind Zornson in the panel, but the Daisy layer, let's see, this red is for scary, yeah. Yep, red is for, yeah, okay. Sorry, one thing at a time. Yes, so the Daisy layer is above the ink layer, so like as I'm patching this, I'm kind of being mindful about about not overlapping the stuff that's on the, basically not overlapping the outlines of, say, Zoranson here. There we go. So yes. So yes, red for menace, and also, so Brooke asks, let's see. Brooke asks, red is for scary, menacing vibes. Yes. Also, longtime followers and readers will have observed that, yes, in the regular material world, Daisy does not have this kind of red undertone. So Daisy does not have this kind of red undertone, and is a bit more, and is just, like, let's see, yeah, and I think the idea, or at least the idea behind me putting all this, like, this red undertone on her here, or them here, is to, kind of, like, again, kind of indicate that this is more of a place of power for them. So, anyway, so yes, let's see. So we're gonna, so yeah, it's a nut. Just gonna go through here and kind of pick out the background stuff. Let's see. Okay, and right. Always good to know that you're on the right layer. So again, let's see, nothing too special here. I'm just gonna do like the little swashy paintbrushy yada yada yada. Woo, there we go. Because we're in a evil black void. So makes some things easier and some things less easier. I mean, the other reason that I have Daisy have this red undertone under Daisy here is because it allows her to stand out a bit more from the, the all black background. I say that I'm making up reasons here, but that's honestly the real reason, or the primary reason, is to kind of give her a little bit more definition. I keep saying her, give Daisy a little bit more definition when it comes to, you know, being seen against a black void. Because because here's the thing about demons, demons, as I draw them, are black, and when you're in a black void, black kind of, like fades out a little bit, doesn't it? That is my attempt at a Red Dwarf reference. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay. So I'm actually, having said all that now, I'm actually trying to fade her back a little bit, like so. Okay, there we go, like so. I keep misgendering my own character. It's really embarrassing, actually. My intention is for Daisy to be agender, asexual. They are, of course, a demon, and don't have paltry things like genitals or physical forms or what have you. So yes, but here I am being like, keep referring to Daisy as her because because their name is Daisy, because I named them Daisy. So yeah, it's let's say it is slightly embarrassing, is all I have to say about it. Can't even get my own character's pronouns proper. Hey. All right, let's see here. If you do add a light blue with the same technique, would that look a bit more magical ethereal? Yeah, yes, actually. Let's see, and that is kind of the idea behind the glow of Vangel's swords when she, when they're lit up and radiant and she's doing her thing. The idea there was like that's kind of like a divine light, and then of course, when she finally pulls Daisy's sword, the Omega sword, that has a. I initially started out with kind of a purple color, but I changed my mind on it, and I think I need to go back, and I'm going to make it more of a reddish orangish color like I do in later pages, because one, it stands out better, and B, it like more associated with Daisy and their kind of reddish orangish evil vibe. All that said, so moving right along, which actually brings me to another topic I was kind of curious about bringing up. Yes, it is my stated intention to go back and make little edits to the previous pages of Canon Evangel that I've already done, to bring it a little bit more in line with continuity. Let's see. So things that I kind of came up with in situation as I was making the pages. Like that I want to go back and revise the previous pages and make them, bring them all into line, make solidify the continuity. So all this is to say, yeah, I'm planning on George Lucasing this thing a little bit. And let's see, I don't think it, let's say, so I don't think anybody will notice. I hope nobody will notice. But yes, but there's just a whole bunch of stuff like the glowing blue eyes for when Sorensen is possessing and being possessed by the evilness. Let's see. Let's see. I would like to go back and revise the original, uh, the earlier pages in which we see Sorensen's the results of Sorensen's efforts in the future, and make all of those give all those robed cultists, you know, the glowing blue eyes. That's one of the things I would like to do, and so that, and a few other things. There's a few bits of dialogue that I would like to unify, edit. You know, kind of just otherwise, you know, bring into line and make it a little bit, again, mostly continuity fixes. So, but I also know that this can be a divisive issue sometimes. People are very, how shall I say this, protective of things once they've kind of like, you know, embraced them, and once they've kind of embraced them and have already read them. There's like, no, this is the way it's supposed to be. I was gonna say, I so I guess the question that I put to you is this just the final round of edits? Even though I'm doing like or another draft version, even though I've already, you know, kind of put it out into the world a little bit, or is this, as I've heard some people level the accusation, gaslighting my audience a little bit? And so yeah, like I said, yeah, it's a kind of a. I think that my personal opinion is like gaslighting is a little bit extreme, but that because I'm not really trying to pull one over on anybody. I'm not trying to convince anybody that they're crazy. And if asked, I will absolutely cop to the fact that yeah, I tweet stuff. It's not you. You're right. Your memory is correct. It's not you. It's me. Or am I setting myself up for a Han shot first kind of situation? Like, what do you think? Or am I overthinking this and I should chill out? And dude, you're not that popular. You're not that popular. Nobody's gonna give a shit. Food for thought. It is kind of the downside of when and if one does get popular, is the whole is that people feel like they have ownership over your creative work a little bit more. And I mean, I felt that too. I've been there. I've felt that. And it's kind of like, yeah, it's not what I want about stuff. But anyway, but yes. Oh, yes. That brings me back to Supergirl. We're just, I think last week I was asked, what do I think about when I'm in the zone and drawing and stuff like that? You're kind of getting to hear it, honestly. I just wonder. My mind just wanders, and I think about this and that and the other thing, and you know, and yeah, just largely, if I weren't talking to myself, if I weren't talking to you guys, I'd be talking to myself, like and like a crazy person. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's see. Merely a Brooke says merely a revision. I think might get more confrontation if I'm changing the storyline. I'm definitely not changing the storyline. Let's say yeah. The intention, the idea here is to bring the storyline more in line. Is to you know is to make it, as I heard someone say once, make it look like this is what I planned on doing the entire time. Boop. Oh yes, Supergirl. All right. So, as I said at the top of the show, so that actually does in fact bring me back to what I wanted to talk about with the new Supergirl trailer. Um, so as I said at the top of the stream, I don't have a horse in that race. I Supergirl is fine. Um, let's see. I'll be honest. I did not care for the or for the CW show. Because I thought she was kind of whiny. Actually, let's see. Uh, and there was a whole like, and there was a whole. There's a lot. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. Like I gave it a solid 5 episodes to watch it, and I just felt like she was just super whiny, and and not like I expect her to not have doubts. I do like it and find it interesting when heroes do have doubts and stuff like that, and question whether or not they're doing the right thing and stuff like that. But it was the point when she's like complaining about how unfair it is that people are comparing her to Superman. Um, and I'm kind of sitting there like, you put the S on your chest, hun. So whether you were a boy or a girl, you are inviting that comparison. If you had, if you had just done like a boob window or something like that and worn a white suit, I can't help but feel like the comparisons to Superman would be a lot less. Let's see, hee hee. That's a Power Girl reference, by the way. So anyway, so bringing us back around to the new Supergirl trailer. Uh, I actually found it interesting. I kind of like it. I kind of dig having her be a little bit more, kind of like the more jaded counterpoint to her cousin Superman. Let's see. I The vibe that I'm getting just off of the trailer thus far is that yeah, she's traumatized. Unlike Superman, who was a baby when Krypton got exploded, she was a teenager when Krypton got blowed up. She saw it firsthand, and she had the misfortune of seeing all of her loved ones and family and friends get unalived. So yeah, so I can't really blame her for like. This is the first thing that I have seen in which they actually kind of, deal with that trauma. And in fairness, I believe that what they're going for, is based on a recent Supergirl arc. So, so I, for one, am kind of like I've, because we live in the internet age, it's been getting a lot of mean hate and stuff like that, and I have a person in my feed, who I'm honestly kind of like, why am I put? Okay, I have a person on my feed who I'm kind of honestly to the point of, why do I put up with you in my feed? Because like you only ever complain about stuff, like complained about how terrible the last trailer looked, or for how the last trailer for like the actual Superman, how the trailer for the new Superman looked. He complained about, oh, this, then actually went to see it and it's kind of just ripped on it. Uh, and just is kind of generally one of those people who, like there's just no pleasing them, I think. So I'm kind of like, you know, and I saw him ripping on the new Supergirl trailer this morning, and I'm kind of like, I don't know what it'll take to please. I think some people are just not going to be pleased no matter what. Like, I get that this is a different take on the character of Supergirl. Um, that she's not like I I've seen, but then that's also kind of the thing is like I've seen a lot of different incarnations of this character as well. I've seen like my first real exposure to her was the Superman animated series in the 90s or in early 2000s. And I thought she was interesting, and I kind of liked that she's not necessarily more edgy than Superman, but not also not the Boy Scout that he was either, that he is either. And I also kind of dig that, like I think that's a more interesting counterpoint that I think that's a more interesting counterpoint. I think that Superman is like I'm glad that we have Superman. I'm glad we have like that he's the goodest boy cinnamon roll. I think that's great. And we need that, especially nowadays. We need examples of power being used well. The strength to uphold the weak, not suppress them. I think that's a very good and important thing. And I was so very grateful to the new Superman movie for executing on that. Um, but yeah, but that frees up, like, say, other Kryptonian folks to be like, yeah, but, a little bit, and then to have that conversation of when uh, 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 what I'm trying to say, the line in the trailer about spoilers for the trailer, the line in the trailer about my cousin sees the best in people. I see how they really are. Uh, Again, I think you need that. Like I want both sides of that coin to be in existence, and I think and having Superman be a cinnamon roll Boy Scout frees her up to be the little bit more jaded and grouchy, and also and also be a little bit more jaded and grouchy. And also, speaking of, I like the juxtaposition of this cute little girl just being just totally like just being just totally jaded and cynical. I I think we're in a place in our society where we can have that and should have that. Anyway, let's see. I've been rambling and not looking at the comments. Like, I think that altering the artwork. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I like recognizing her trauma, part of the new trailer. I'm just hoping that they don't take it to the anti-hero direction. But I'm also not that familiar with your story. Okay. Oh, let's see. All right, nerd splain time. Let's see. So forgive me for people that already know that Supergirl, obviously also a Kryptonian. I think, and I touched on this earlier in my earlier rambling rant. So it was a citizen of the Kryptonian city of Kandor. Uh, and Kandor also realizing that Krypton was gonna go sploot, uh, created a kind of a force field situation in which and you know so created a force field situation, and so was able to just protect the entire city. Force field slash shrunk it down, I guess, in some tellings. But yeah, so basically, Kandor is in a bubble floating through space, and at some point, and somehow, in some kind of way, winds up being a shrunken city on Superman's shelf. Let's see. Supergirl manages to escape Kandor, or was sent out to Andor was sent out to protect her cousin. Depending on what telling you follow. And anyway, so yeah, now we got a Supergirl in addition to a Superman. So yes, all this is. But one of the things that holds true is that yes, she was a teen. She's actually older than Clark, technically, kinda, but because time space shenanigans, she is chronologically younger than he is. Let's see. Yeah, because time dilation in space travel is a thing. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, she actually witnessed. So as I mentioned, she and so, rather than uh, as I mentioned, as opposed to Soup's, Supergirl actually saw the destruction of Krypton firsthand. And yeah, a little grouchy about it, as one might be. When you see your entire civilization go poof. Well, I don't know. Sometimes that also might depend on you whether or not you actually like your civilization. Because I was just thinking, I'm kind of in a place right now where I wouldn't necessarily mind it if my civilization went poof. That's a little dark. I don't actually. I am hoping we outgrow our current situation. I remain. I remain somewhat optimistic, but not totally optimistic. And that's kind of always what I've always said about whether I would want to live forever. Is like I am curious, kind of not really, but I would like to see whether or not we ultimately outgrow all of our, all of our stuff, all of our dumbassery, for lack of a better word. I'm a fan of the Star Trek future, so I'm really hoping that we figure it out at some point. That we move past things like artificial scarcity or superficial things, superficial reasons for being shitty to each other. And so that's honestly the thing that makes me sad is that humans are very good at making up nonsense reasons to be shitty to each other. But we're also very, that said, we are also very good at being kind to each other when, when we need to be. Nah, so that's a little bit too jaded. I think the natural human instinct is to be kind to each other, actually. Believe it or not. I see my kids anthropomorphizing inanimate stuff. Like like the way kids do, like, oh, my precious rock. And me, a grown up, is like, it's a rock. But they're like, no, but this rock is special. I don't want to, and I don't want to throw it out because I'm gonna hurt the rock's feelings, right? So, um, and like, so yeah, like all this is to say that I do believe that humans are programmed for kindness. I do believe that humans are predisposed to empathy, believe it or not. I think we are. I think we are also predisposed to when we perceive that we are under threat, we we can override that and be just unendingly cruel. Like it's both. It's like you. It's kind of always been my thought is you can, if somebody believes that they are on the defensive, like there's just no end to how cruel somebody will be if they believe that they're defending. Oop. And I'm back. Yeah. Was I getting censored there? Was somebody listening? Who knows? Let's see. Not if I contract. There we go. And let's see. Anyway, I'm supposed to be talking about art here, I guess, or something. So yeah, I'm just. Oh hey, Romeo and Juliet. Speaking of. Uh-huh. Oh, poor Mercutio. I'm very much looking forward to. This is another one of those things I want to share with my kids when they're a little bit older, 14 or what have you. I think 14, 15, 16. That's a good age to watch. Uh, it's a good age. It is a good age to take in Romeo and Juliet. I think there's definitely a reason that the public schools teach that at that age. Don't mind me, I'm just playing with perspective. I am also very much looking forward to the holidays this year. Just looking forward to some chill time. I think there is something about this time of year. Is it? See that? Or rather, that's a thing I wonder about sometimes. Is that is there something about this time of year that just makes you want to stop, take a break, re reevaluate and such, or is that a result of my my upbringing and my you know I've been trained all my life to just expect a little bit of holiday break this time of year. So that's the stuff that makes my noodle. Time of year, snow and cold. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Introspection and rest. I am I'm very much looking forward to both. I am very much looking forward to some introspection and rest in the coming weeks. I hope you get some as. I hope anybody who sees this has some as well. You deserve it. Hello, I do have. Oh, hello, I do have. I am going to be back for live streaming next week, though. Pretty sure. Yes. Next week, last live stream of the year. Ugh. Big stretch. Oh yeah. Ugh. That's some. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hit an interesting spot in the gym yesterday. The backs of my shoulders are a little bit stiff, but you know, in a hurts so good kind of way. So yeah, now I'm making. There you go. Just making the cabinets and stuff from the mission. And although this is kind of like being a retrospect, kind of a retrospect of everything that's happened in the story thus far. So I think it's working well in that regard, at least. Or I hope. Bit of a recap. Oh gosh. This black and white sure is easy to work with. Yeah, might have to. I might just start making background colors. I might just start doing the entire background in grayscale and then like throw like a color wash over it. Lazy coloring. Why for you do this thing? There we go. Okay. Use this. Okay. All right. Boop. All right. Get one try. The background thing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, streamlines the process. The doing the background video. Yeah, the background kind of single tone. Yep, it streamlines the process. It, you know, kind of makes it a little bit more, everything a little bit more unified. Like, there's a lot of advantages to it, both in terms of look, you know, because like, you know, if your background is like monotone, but your all your characters are in full color, it definitely makes them pop a bit more. Yeah, might be giving that a shot. I thought about it. Thought about it several times over the course of producing the first arc of Vangel here. Might just pull the trigger on it. All right. So as you can see, making cabinets. And you can see carving out the light side, the dark side. It's a whole Star Wars thing. There you go. Gonna make this nice row of cabinets here. Merge them all into one layer. And transform. Transform and then skew them to fit in the cabinet space. There we are. Ta-da! Boom. Easy peasy cabinets. Yeah, you know, the more I try to find shortcuts, the more I find that it's actually faster to just do it. Do it yourself. Does that make sense? Like, you spend so much time trying to find a shortcut for stuff, you actually wind up spending more time than if you had just, you know, made it happen in the first place. Yeah. Yeah. Ta-da! Oh, I'm all kinds of stretchy today. Compulsive stretcher. Let's see. Now what? All right. Let's see. People have been following along will also notice that I've been giving characters a bit of a red glow, or a red tint, while I, you know, in this Mindscape space. So I'm actually, first of all, save. And hey, there you go. Quick sneak peek as to how I organize my files and such. So my active projects folder is here. There's a Canon Evangel folder. It's got pages folder here on all these other pages. Live pages, and I have all these other little subfolders for the low-res pages, the panels that I slice up, etc., etc. And then each one is organized by chapter, and there you go. Not the most interesting thing in the world, and yes, I want to replace it. Yay! And it seems to be behaving. Had a weird experience last week where it was insisting that the page was too big and that I needed to save it as a PSB, or a large Photoshop file. And I have no idea why. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, that's right. I was going to show you the colorizing trick. It's not too hard. In fact, it's stupid easy. Let's excuse me, just going through my files here and pulling out reference pages. Boop. Alright, last page. This is, by the way, the page that I was talking about. Again, nothing too out of the ordinary. So anyway, no reason why this should be a extra large page. So anyway, so this is basically the secret here to doing this, and what I kind of what I was talking about doing in the background. So I have this lovely red color here, and to make it to give certain things the right tint, items of interest the right red tint, I am going to let's see. I have had my colorist separate the characters, the black and white characters, into their own layer. So I got that. And so basically, I am just going to kind of create a cutout or a silhouette of them. They're here and like so, so that obviously only the characters are, have this red thing here going on here. And I'm just using the brush tool to do this because there are a few things that I don't want included in that, like the beanbag chair here or these other two little kids. There you go. So, alright. So, I've got the areas I want filled in with red stuff, with red, and then boom, down here, let me make sure you can see this. In the lower, oh, okay, might have to move my bubble face is in the way. Alright, I'm gonna move this over here. Ah, there we go. Alright. Now you can also get a nice picture of my Mac. There we go. Now you can also see, and now you also get to see what my desktop wallpaper is. Anyway, so down in the layers, toolbox palette, you just click the layer, where it says normal. Those are your layer modes right there. I'm guessing this is old news to most seasoned digital artists. But yeah, then you just pull it down to color, and then hit that, and it basically makes anything below that layer tinted in the color that you've filled up. And this is actually a pretty handy thing. I do this a lot for the future and the flashback scenes because I do this a lot for the future and the flashback scenes. To kind of give them those respective red tint for the future and blue tint for the past. So that's how I do that as well. Only for those, I will do it over the entire page, and I will also do it a little less strongly. I'll turn that down to like 50% or so. When we get back there, when we get back to the future, haha, someday, I will show you a little bit more precisely how I do that. So right now, this little patch of daisy here is bothering me, so I'm going to just pop down here quick and kind of fill over that. There we are. Much better. Part of art is just being able to free flow. Oh, be like, oh, wait, I saw a thing over there. I need to take care of it. Lean into the whole hamster, what are they calling it? Goblin mode, raccoon, whatever thing. Goblin hamster. There we go. Yep, need to make... Oh, Goblin Raccoon. There we go. Alright, and lastly, but not leastly, wanted to tackle the... I'm going to tackle this back page, this last panel here in the background and such. So, right. So this is indeed the scene in which Sorensen is doing that, doing the whole magic circle thing and gone crazy. Don't mind if I do. Let's see. All right. So I am, I think, going to. So I'm just going to start, zoom out a little bit because it's easier to do large swashy gradients that way. But yeah, I'm going to start out here and do this thing. And yeah, because like they're in the bright white circle-y bit here. So that can be white. And like bright as white as possible. But outside the circle is going to be dark. But there's going to be a little bit of splashback from the magic circle. And of course there's Vandal walking towards in the background. So right now I'm just laying down the pavement stuff. But so here's the other thing. There's also going to be like a little bit of a swashy back here because Vangel's walking away from all the cop cars. And so we're going to just have that little pool of light hanging out in the background there for now. It might also just be a little bit lazy here and just squash that down because I want it to be flatter and broader. There we are. And then just patch that. Excuse me. Actually selected too much of this. I'm just going to patch it manually. There you go. Oh yeah. Yeah, so y'all hear about Serious Alfred? Let's see. Yeah, Weird Al just popped up on the playlist, so and that reminded me, yeah, Serious Alfred was a thing this week. I saw Serious Alfred trending on my socials, and I was like, okay, what is this about? And yeah, apparently Weird Al Yankovic, the most safest, most inoffensive, most genuinely happy and upbeat entertainer out there. At a performance this past week, did an unironic and completely straight cover of "Killing in the Name of" by Rage Against the Machine. Like no accordion, no funny Sound effects, no parody lyrics, just straight, just straight up white hot Rage Against the Machine, and then like, yeah, wow, holy cow, we're this is where we are, folks. We broke Weird Al. I for one am here for it though. All right. Mm-hmm. I mean, just looking up some reference for these buildings and such. You know what? I might cheat. I hope you won't think less of me. Or rather, I should say, I'm going to see if I can cheat here. Say, y'all are learning all my. This is like the real reason to tune in to the live streams. Is you get to you learn all my just dirtiest little secrets about how I make my art, and how very lazy I am actually. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna steal that. We're gonna paste it here. Okay. Alright, so I see here. Alright, okay. Here we are. That. And then I'm going to cut a little hole in this layer so that this layer can shine through. And alright. I see. Ooh, hey. You know what? We'll use this as our base. It's not completely there, but we can build off of it at least. Hey, Prince of Egypt soundtrack. My favorite animated film of all time. Whatever that's worth. Actually, you know what? Billy, what am I doing here? Monochrome. Boom. There you go. Not lazy, efficient. Thank you. Thank you, Brooke. I suppose I am using the tools at my disposal. I am best using the tools at my disposal. That is what I'm going to tell myself. Patchy patch patch patch. I got quiet. Hope that's alright. I was listening to the music. Okay. Now we're gonna have some fun with perspective. Might fix up this bit a little bit too. Let's see. And hey. And hey, you know what? You know what this city needs? A nice little sidewalk. Right there. What do you think? What do y'all think of that? Gonna give my Bob Ross on. There you go. A little nice sidewalk, because people deserve something to walk on. There we go. Alright, let's see. Okay. Gonna do. Are you ready? I'm gonna do another lazy, I mean efficient. And. Boop. Copy paste. Flip horizontal. Booyah! Double perspective all the way across the sky. Oh man, I am straight. I am stretchy. So very stretchy. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. And then you know what we need next? We need some police cars. Or if you prefer, cop cars. Yeah, that's funny. I had them all in a group. Anyway, I'm sitting here trying to figure out which layers are the cop cars on, but yep, they're all the cop cars are in this little group right here. So, just gonna boop, drag and drop me some cop cars. I even have another evangel there for reference and perspective. All right. Deep. And it. And it. And boop, boop. You. There we go. Cool. Just desaturating everything here. No big deal. Making it all black and white. And then we're just going to. Oop, okay, wrong one. All right, select entire group and contents. Then we're gonna do that thing. Perspective problem. Alright, so I've created a. Alright, y'all have a moment. I've created a perspective problem for myself. I have. The cup cars should be here on the in the perspective, but as you can see, they are obviously not. So if I put them down here, it's gonna look like it looks like this Vangel, the red Vangel here, is gonna be like 10 feet tall or whatever. So in order to be in proper perspective alignment, they need to be like up here. In order to be in proper perspective with her. So So, question now is, how am I going to solve this? So, I think that, I'm hoping that, I can just kind of, how will that, now I'm going to experiment, how will it look if I do this? Oh, there you go. So I just selected all the building layers that I just did, that I just made, and I adjusted their perspective by pulling up on the top thing here. Boop. There we go. There you go. There, I fixed it. That works. That actually works in perspective now. Now, I do have to patch up the street a little bit. As you can see, there you go. I brought some of the lights of the police cars with over here. I think I'm actually going to, because this is just a little bit more impressionistic in this panel, I think I'm actually going to just make the police cars silhouettes. There we go. I think that looked, and I think that works a bit better with what I got going here. And I guess that brings us back to the cardinal rule of cheating: is you can cheat, but you gotta make it look like you're not cheating. And what I'm doing here and with the cop cars, is that if I had just left it the way it was, there would have been like way too much, you know, detail in the cop cars, and it would be very obvious that I just, kind of shrank and reduced them. So by making this silhouette, uh, I am by making them more of a silhouette here, like so, I'm reducing the amount of information, and therefore, you can't see it. So you can't see all that information that was going to be there. And now we've talked about reduction of information in the past as things get further away. And also, if you're going for a more impressionistic background style and not, encapsulating every detail. Okay, so now I want to smooth out and even out some of these, like the lights on the ground here. My brush is set to 50, and so I'm going to fix that 50%, so I'm going to fix that. There we are. And actually scoosh those two layers together just so I can, edit and do, too hard. Need a soft round. So there you go. Just trying to blend the cop car element into the background element a little bit better. And there you go. There we go. Alright, better. Still a little harsh. There we go. So, I think I'm going to get in there and do like a little bit darker under the police cars. For for their shadow here. Ah, I see. There we are. All right, cool. So, all right. So that's good. I think we can get rid of this page. Do not save. None of those are changes we want to save. I think we can get rid of this page. Don't need that for reference anymore. All right. So yeah, just primarily working on this page. Okay. I'm doing a little bit here that I want to patch up. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I think there needs to be a little bit more transition here. So I'm gonna push that back, make that a little bit darker. Maybe not that dark. I'm just gonna put. There you go. Again, like that swishy swashy brushiness. So I'm trying to keep a little bit of that in there, rather than just like a straight up gradient. A little bit more visually interesting. And then just also kind of trying to keep the shape of the shapiness of the street, and the glowiness here. I really hope that makes sense. So rather than rather than a straight gradient here, I kind of want both the roundness of the magic circle kind of playing backwards like so. We're going to say, I hope that makes sense. Let's see. I also want. I also like some of that on the buildings in the background here. But for these buildings, I'm totally going to cheat. Or cheat. Or be efficient, I guess. And... Nope, no, that's not what I wanted. Undo. There we go. That's what I wanted. Multiply. Multiply layer. Select color it. There we go. There you go. All right. Buildings are looking good. Oh, but you know what I do want? You know what I need? You want to know what this picture needs? A lamppost. So I'm going to snag that lamppost. You know what? Actually, this is another one of those things, and putting all of this effort into cheating might just be a big pain in the butt. So, you know what? I'm going to go old school and just make a lamppost like this. You know, again, this is that whole, how much time are we spending making, trying to cheat when it might just be easier actually to just do it yourself. So here, so, you know what? I'm doing it myself. Not a lamppost, just patching this little area here of the Anyway, so yeah, that's right. Making a light pole. Got busy fixing stuff. Making a light pole. And you know what? It's pretty stupid easy to make a light pole too. So it's just, you know, hold down that key, the shift key, and drag it straight down. I'm actually gonna move it over here because and with a hard round brush, gonna that. There we go. And I'm gonna flatten that bottom part out a little bit. And then you know what we can do with a soft round brush, just boosh. Boom. There you go. Make it very bright. And then we're gonna use and we're just, again, it's a lamppost. It's not, it's a straight line up and down. And doot, and doot. There we go. And one more thing, since there's a lamppost there, of course, casting a light on the street. You know what we need next, of course, is we need to show that. So we're just going to select some of this area here and stuff. And just with a soft rounder brush, just do some of this, you know, or actually, other possibility is, out of this layer, we're going to make an overlay layer. And with our soft round brush and the white color selected, we're just going to go boop. Look at that. Trim it, shape it up with the eraser tool a little bit. And same over here. Shape that up a bit. Alright. There we are. Alright. Looking good. We got that going for us. Alright. Then save. And then last but not least, I'm going to snag the magic circle glowy bits. And again, this might be another thing that's just easier to do myself. You know what? I'll be right back. Hey, did you miss me? Alright, let's see. Where were we? Oh, yes, magic circle-y stuff. So here's how I did the magic circle in where, so this is a fun little effect for like when you have like a, that effect you see with some magic circles and such, in which, let's see, you have like kind of a light emanating up from the ground or from the lines and stuff like that. So here's how I do that effect. Little circle tool right here. And then I'm gonna take my paintbrush and make sure I got the proper magnification going here. And then just do this little, with the white. Just with the white. And if you're doing this with a color, accent color of some kind, you can use that. So, see, here's the thing. It's currently under the flats layer, so I want it actually going to be up there. There we go. Or actually even also further higher, be above the ink layer. There we are. Alright, so anyway, so I got that. Check. Alright, and then just making all of these like kind of vertical swipes. Then I'm going to take the my eraser, soft round eraser, and just kind of do these little scallop, making these little scallop motions to kind of soften the top edge of it a little bit, and then kind of give it that you know, raised up sort of thing here. There you go. So it's not all like flat and uniform. It's kind of moving. And so then, now with that done, I'm going to Shift Command inverse my selection and do the back edge of the magical circle. Neat, huh? And so this might be a little bit easier to see for y'all. There you go. And so again, all these little striations. It gives it a cool impression that magic is happening. Ooh. So then I'm gonna go actually back and do like another layer closer to the ground. So that's where it looks like, gives it that kind of emanation look. And again, with your soft brush, little kind of swishy swashy scallopies here. And there you go. Go back and there you go. Ta-da! Magic circle. So now I'm going to make sure it's positioned the way I want it to, because I don't think it was quite that big previously. Then I'm going to duplicate that layer and move it over here for this young lady, and then likewise again over here for this young man. There you go. And then I'm going to smoosh them all together and select the ink layer and the line layer, and then also the black and white flats layer. And with eraser tool, cut out the places where the where their legs overlap the magic circle, like leaving it in the front. So there you go. Creates that illusion of being in front of stuff. So, all right. Then now, if you recall, there was another line kind of connecting them all. So I think that, so now the question is, it would be it would be nice to have that marquee as a stencil to do that. So I'm going to make that there, but then I'm going to go transform selection. So this just lets you manipulate the selection here. And then I'm going to use that to kind of position my guideline where I want it to be. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to inverse the selection. So it's selecting this area here above the magic the circle. And then I am going to create another layer on top there. And with my brush tool, more of the same. Doing these little raisies, these little flame kind of radiant ideas here. So yep. And then going back over it one more time, a little bit closer to the ground, so that the area closer to the ground appears more whiter. Then soft round brush. Emphasize those scallops. I want seafood. Hoping you know what I mean. Like scallops is in like, you know, Batman has a scalloped cape, you know. There you go. Think of it like that, like inverted bat wings. But not that kind of bat wings, you sick boy. You weirdo. Ta-da. So yeah, all this is to say, in some ways, you want to use your Photoshop tools the same way you would use your analog tools, and in other ways, you want to, you know, save yourself some time and take shortcuts where it can, or where you can. There we go. Boom. Hey, look at that. All right. Not too shabby. And quite productive these last couple hours. So I think that is a good stopping point for this week, and I think we will cut it there. Let's see. Remember to save our work. Oh, yes. I mean, I got a couple, looks like I got a couple other things to clean up here. Actually, now that I look at it, I missed an Argyle. Missed an Argyle here. There you go. Trim that up a little bit. Boom. And sure. Oh, then we gotta do. Looking good. Thank you, Brooke. And then so over here, I'm gonna resample that color. I need to turn that back so I can snag it and turn it back to color. So we could just undo. Oh well, too late. Alright, and boop! There we go. Red. Constructs. Okay. But, okay. Need to trim that up. So as you can see, got those as picking up. Alright, easy peasy. Cabinets were showing up down there, so just gonna whoop. Boogers. Alright. Stupid cabinets. Alright. So, we're just so, well, messed that up. So now I just gotta take the smoosh tool, the blend tool, and just kind of fix that. There you go. Again, all the dirty secrets here. Boo. There we go. Then this is what happens when you get too many layers and you smush them all together. Alright. Boop. Alright. Boop. There we are. Alright. That is where we're going to leave it this time around. Save your work. All right. Hope that was fun and informative for you. I will be back next week for the last live draw of the year. That'll be fun. If ever anybody had... Oh. Oh, there we go. All right. If you, thanks for sticking around for that. Anyway, if you, oh, hey, one more bit of good news. It looks like the Concrete Arcanum books are actually going to show up on Monday. Fingers crossed next week. So I'm hoping I'm hoping to ship those out. So that's fun and exciting. As I was saying, let's see, next week is going to be the last live stream of the year. I do hope you'll show up for that. And otherwise, and yeah, Mind Astray 23 to 25 is coming in January. So, so let's see. Okay. Okay, apparently there was still sound that last bit. You could still hear me, but all right. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't swear or anything like that. Anyway, yes, I think that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed that. If you ever have any questions, please put them up or things you want me to cover. I'm all open to it. I'm open to it all. So, at any rate, I hope see you next week. And until then, be good, but not too good.